Hello and welcome to the Powerfish Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Fish. This morning, 2 a.m., we got back from our trip to Austin, Texas.
And it was this morning, wasn't it?
It was this, as of recording, that was this morning. And boy, did we have a good time and have a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah. When did you wake up this morning or afternoon even?
When did I wake up?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I didn't get to sleep till about 3.
It was probably 2:30, 3 o'clock when I got to sleep. We talked about this. Neither of us are late risers, I'd say, but I managed to get sleep, I believe, until maybe 10 or 11.
I woke up at a little bit before 10.
Yeah.
Couldn't sleep anything past that. I usually 7, 8 is where my cutoff is, but if I go to bed late enough, I can shove that up a little bit, and I did.
I got a lot of light that comes into my room. That usually messes with me with late night sleep or late morning sleep ins, but not a factor this morning. I was
too destroyed.
My internal lights were still off. I'll tell you.
Yeah, but so we went to Austin, Texas for 5 nights, 6 days. It was originally just going to be a me trip because I have several friends that live down there, and also I needed to get away from work and take a vacation for a while. But Fisher, like a couple weeks after I planned to do it, said he could go too. So we both went, and it was a time. It was definitely a time.
It was a time. Yeah, you went for your friends, and you spent, and I met at least one of your friends, and you spent a decent bit of time. But I mean, it kind of the trip kind of turned into you and I doing stuff.
Yeah, that was specifically in the car for a long ass time.
Specifically in the car there and back.
Yeah, so it was about a 15-hour drive from where we live to Austin, Texas. We did take a stop on the way down in Dallas, which broke it up a little bit, and we saw just the most unbelievable person we've ever seen in our lives at the freaking Cracker Barrel. And
yeah,
maybe we'll come back to that. But yeah, so when you're driving 15 hours, places that you don't really think could start hurting in your body.
Oh, yeah.
Like your elbow, just leaning your elbow on a thing.
Didn't I tell you about? I don't know about you, but I told you about that. I had my elbow up against the car window. I had it up there.
Yeah, I had my left elbow up on the door arm rest, and like it's just sitting there, not doing nothing. You're not bashing it. It's not hard, but it just starts hurting because it's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 15 hours is not an easy drive. By the time we left Dallas in the final 3-hour stretch, dude, it was hard to keep the eyes open because we left
it was middle of the night. That also,
yeah, I got up at 3:15 that morning, and it was past midnight before we got in.
Yeah,
so that's a long time being awake, and tough to keep the eyes open when you're driving doing that.
That's for certain.
But
So we're going down to Austin, right? And obviously the trip is for seeing friends, and for me it's for seeing, Austin, really.
Stuff.
Did you have an expectation going in, kind of a what you thought? Because this was the first time for both of us going to Austin.
Yeah, or Texas for me in general.
Yeah, I'd been to Dallas Fort Worth, DFW. I'd been to when I was 12, something like a long time ago. But did you have any specific expectations when it comes to Austin?
I mean, we've been to big cities before. Like we've been St. Louis, Kansas City. We've been Peoria. That's not one as big. I've been to Des Moines, which is surprisingly small, but also still a big city. Make that make sense. But no, yeah. So we kind of knew what we were getting into just by proxy of being in places that have a lot of people,
Right.
But I don't know if I was definitely surprised at how much of a hub for everything you could possibly think of is.
Yeah.
It seemed like even of all the cities that we've been to, it had more stuff,
Right.
more companies, more shops, more local businesses, more everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I mean, Austin's relatively the same size as I believe it was like St. Louis and bigger than Kansas City. But what we later found out was Dallas-Fort Worth area was nearly Chicago sized, which is crazy. We didn't do much in Dallas-Fort
And
Worth.
that's one of the bigger cities in the country. Chicago is.
Right.
Which makes DFW also one of the bigger cities in the country.
Right. Well, I guess Dallas and Fort Worth are two separate cities, but
might as well consider.
I was going to say they are so the same area that you wouldn't know when you pass from one to the other. But yeah, no like crazy expectations, but definitely surprised by the quantity of things to do there. Like we were talking, if you actually wanted to experience the whole city, like get the majority of local food places and visit the majority of local shops and activities, and literally it would take months of doing stuff every day.
And that's just for Austin too. If you consider your day trip distances, you've got DFW, you've got Houston, and you've got San Antonio.
Right. You've got that like Bermuda Triangle with Austin in the middle of like super cities. Like if you live in Texas, in one of those cities, within a day trip's drive away, you have pretty much anything you could possibly imagine.
I think specifically Austin. I feel like the drive from DFW to San Antonio might be
that would be pretty long. That would be like 6 hours.
Specifically Austin, you're centrally located.
Right. You're 3 hours from Houston, 2 hours from San Antonio, and 2.5 from Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin. I mean, that's not too different from the situation we're in now. We're 2 hours from Springfield, Illinois, 2 hours from St. Louis, 2 hours from Columbia, Missouri, a little further from Des Moines, about 3 hours and some change.
Right.
2 hours from Peoria. Like,
so we've got
except the difference is where we're at is a dump.
Where we're at is a dump, and honestly, the destination cities, other than Des Moines and St. Louis, are pretty small comparatively as well.
Yeah, they're all smaller.
It's more smaller guys.
They're all smaller than any of them in Texas.
Springfield's got a little bit of size to it, but it's not huge.
Yeah, that's true. I always thought being the capital of Illinois,
capitals aren't usually big.
Yeah, I for some reason in my head I have this preconceived like, yeah, capitals are like big cities, but Jeff City is the capital of Missouri, and that's not huge.
Yeah, I mean, just go no further than Chicago is not the capital of Illinois.
Right. Yeah. New York's. Is New York City the capital? What is the capital of New York? Is it New York City?
I could tell you. I don't think it's New York City.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess capitals aren't huge, but they do have. A couple years back when we were driving through Jeff City, we saw this really big white building with like a top thing with the tip, and we're like, wow, that's a big building. Look at that big building. That's a cool looking building. And then we realized, oh, that's the Capitol building. Yeah. Because we didn't realize we were in the capital of Missouri.
Well, because you wouldn't think.
Right. You wouldn't think. It's just Jeff City ain't that big. It's just a normal city. But yeah, no, we got an Airbnb because it was like half the price of literally any hotel in Austin. Hotels were like $1,000 and some change at best to be there for 5 nights. Mm-hmm. And it was a pretty nice Airbnb, just in an apartment complex.
Yeah,
as an apartment room.
Yeah, 3rd floor guy. Single bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen.
Yeah,
standard
broken
1
bedroom,
broken handle refrigerator. Yeah. That was an interesting guy, but yeah, single 1 bedroom guy, but. It was nice. It was whatever. People around us were pretty quiet. It was gated, which was I thought it was a pretty welcome.
Being
bonus.
Gated was pretty
on account of
during the night it was
on account of the amount of homeless people. That was.
Oh man, the homeless people! The amount of people on the road. You can't go a few blocks without seeing 1 or 2 of them. Now, granted, we saw some. There was obviously you're just people on the side of a corner with a sign.
Yeah.
Right. But we saw one of them that was painting stuff on the corner and selling the paintings. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they're trying to do something with their
And
lives.
it clearly wasn't like a street vendor. It wasn't like, sometimes musicians will pop open their guitar case. And
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like one of those things. It was literally in the highway painting or something.
Yeah,
It
I
was
don't
something
know.
like
I don't
that.
even know what she was using as a canvas. She was
Yeah.
painting on something.
It was like $4 a pop. I was like, dang, dude, I kind of want one. Shoot.
Yeah.
What a story. Honestly, that would have been really cool to get one.
Yeah, we should have.
Just to be like,
That would've been
yeah,
cool.
this homeless woman did it.
Is painting by a homeless woman on the side of the street.
Then we can critique it.
Yeah, but I don't know if homelessness is an Austin thing or if it's just a big city thing.
I think
but
it's probably a big city thing. I think there are some cities that are more densely populated with homeless, and
I
it's
bet
also
New York City is probably fucked.
and it's also in some ways obviously not exclusively American, but American cities, from what I've heard, have more homeless compared to other nations.
I think that's true.
I think Japan, you'd be hard pressed to find a homeless person, truly homeless person. I think is what I've heard.
Really.
I don't know. No evidence to back that up. I just heard that in passing, but somebody's talking about how there are poor communities in Japan, but not really much in the way of homeless, and certainly not in the way of people begging.
Well, all we need to do is get a dictator and call it a day. Problem solved.
Is that what we're doing? All right.
Yeah.
Guess
So we the main agendas while we were down there was play some disc golf courses, get some good freaking food, and visit some tech shops, camera shops, because I like cameras and stuff. So the food. We had never had Whataburger before this moment.
Yeah, we had never had Whataburger, or I might have had Whataburger, but it's been so long I forgot. So,
I can tell you for sure that I had never had Whataburger. Whataburger's pretty good. Fast food burgers, they went pretty hard.
For a fast food burger. I'm gonna go ahead and say probably one of the better you can get, and it's comparable pricing, I'd say. To a Mickey D's guy, and I would say it's better than Mickey D's.
Oh yeah, the burgers 100% are better than Mickey D's. I don't think you can ever get any better fries than Mickey D's.
I had fast food, just this yesterday on the way back. We decided Whataburger on the way back was an absolute non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And I had just this yesterday. It was like a sweet and spicy guy, and boy howdy, sweet and spicy. Let me tell you, it was like an onion focused kind of barbecue sauce guy.
I don't know you. I didn't even know you got a sweet and spicy guy.
Remember, I got my coupon regular guy, and then
that was the regular.
And then I got the sweet and whatever it was, and like I said, it had like onions and double meat, onions and like barbecue stuff on it, cheese. And it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I had a burger with nothing on it.
You had a burger with you. It was naked.
Naked. It was a naked dry is what it was called. Naked dry. Not intentionally.
Whoops.
Freaking ordering. This guy ordered on the app. I like some minimal burgers sometimes. So I was just like, throw on some cheese, throw on some ketchup, because it feels a little bit less heavy in my stomach sometimes. And instead of putting on the cheese and ketchup, you removed everything else and didn't put on the cheese and the ketchup.
Well, here's the thing. I was under the impression, right, that those were just givens. Well, specifically the cheese, I figured was just a given. But there was a section in the app. Those who frequent a Whataburger will see that I'm stupid. But I posit to you, instead of me being stupid, I'm just uninformed. That's my alternate theory here. But if you scroll down further on the customization screen, there's a cheese selection, and you can select the kind of cheese you want. I didn't know that.
And sauces, which ketchup was included in.
Which included ketchup on the sauces menu. Yes, sir, Bob. So yeah, I didn't know you get some cheese on there, and he got naked.
I got naked dry, but hey, the meat's the highlight of the Whataburger, so it was still a good burger.
Right.
But yeah, no. So step up from fast food, you get not fast food, otherwise known as sit downs.
Yeah, or slow food.
Or slow food. Slow food, you wait. Yeah, good things come to those who wait. So let's recommend some places in Austin, because we know what we're talking about now.
Absolutely.
We've been there once.
Well, I will say we talked about this yesterday. We had some local insight too. So
True, yes,
we
yes.
actually do know a little bit more than just the average Joe visiting.
Right. So because the friends that I had there, we got some good recommendations. A couple of breakfast places, one of which was Kirby Lane,
Mm-hmm.
which we went to. Didn't know that they're known for their pancakes, and neither one of us got pancakes, and it was kind of fine.
Yeah.
I got an omelet. You got a biscuit and gravy. You got a biscuit and gravy.
Biscuit gravy.
And it was fine. Your
Solid.
average place.
It was solid, I would say.
Wish we got pancakes because, like I said, that's what they're known for, and I did not realize that part. But it was okay. Relatively good prices on stuff. Nothing crazy.
Right.
But what was really good for at least the stuff that we got was Phoebe's Diner.
Yep.
That was a great breakfast place.
Yeah. That
I
place
got
was solid.
Yeah, that one I did get pancakes at. Great pancakes. Their scrambled eggs were some of the best scrambled eggs I've had at a sit down.
I'm gonna have to stop you. There's a spider.
No way.
There's a spider right here. It's in the air.
It's flying?
It's in the air. It's right there. It's the tiniest little spider I've ever seen in my life. Don't touch me.
Dude. What's it on? It's got to be on a web somewhere.
I mean, I'd venture to say a web if I had to guess.
It's not skating on the air, is it?
What is it attached to?
Well, a web. Didn't we just talk about it?
You better shut your mouth. I mean, what is a web attached to, I suppose?
Well, probably the light or the ceiling.
It's swinging.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. I don't like him. Oh, God, no! He got really close to me just now. You see him? Nah, you don't blow him. What's he gonna swing? You blow him that way, he's gonna swing back.
Well, he doesn't.
You ever seen Spider-Man? He swings.
Haven't you ever seen Spider-Man? Where'd it go?
That's what the problem with blowing him is.
Frick. That could have been a disaster.
Don't put your spider stick in front of me like that.
Fucking spider stick putting it back where it was, wasn't it? God.
So
Okay. Phoebe's, yeah. Incredible scrambled eggs. What did you get?
I got per the recommendation of the gal, the server gal.
Oh right, yeah.
The waitress. Server gal. She said that she would recommend for most people, if they're just getting one thing, to get it was fried chicken biscuit and gravy gravy add-on, matter of fact, which was pretty good.
Right.
And I got something on the side. What it was the little red skin potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little crunchy guys. Those were good.
Those were pretty good. Yeah.
I would say that fried chicken biscuit was like
That was really good.
That was a solid choice.
Which, like, I think you said this at the time, and it applies to me as well. It's not something that I would typically order at a breakfast place, but it was really good.
Yeah,
it was incredible. Yeah. So, breakfast places, Kirby, Phoebe's. Totally recommend Phoebe's.
Yeah, I would say if we didn't try the pancakes.
Yeah,
but the Phoebe's pancakes were really good.
They were really
good,
and
we know for a fact that the regular stuff is, at least in my opinion, better.
It seemed better to me.
It seemed better to me. So if you can only go to one place, I'd say Phoebe's, but they were both solid, I'd say.
We'll save the best for last, but another good place we went to was, well, good and it was good. It was Logan Steakhouse. It was good. It was pretty much a Texas Roadhouse, if you've ever been there, equivalent.
Or a Longhorn
Steakhouse. Outback. Yeah, it was kind of just one of those other, like, Western style steakhouses.
But we had a leg up on anybody else going to one of those kind of establishments. We have a good. I'm going to remind you that we didn't get back till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. we had a leg up on the competition because we went in with money to spend.
Oh man, did we?
Yeah.
We
before the trip, we were at our local Sam's Club. If you didn't know this, pro tip, honestly, Sam's Club with your membership, you can get gift cards at reduced rates than what is on the value of the card. So as an example, we got $100 worth of Logan's Steakhouse
right
for $75.
Right.
And if you're keeping up, if you're smarter than a 5th grader, that is. Check out that
So
episode.
count me out.
If you check out that episode if you haven't seen it, that's a 25% discount
Yeah,
in a lot of ways,
which is substantial. That's
which
a
is
decent
substantial.
something.
So we went in. Not only do we go in pretty hungry, I'd say,
We waited most of the day for it,
but we went in with the idea of dropping $50 a piece
yeah,
on food, and that's a lot of food, or
Right.
a lot of money to devote. In your case specifically, to devote towards a higher quality cut of meat.
right, yeah. So I went in. I had never had a filet mignon before, strictly because of they're usually like $30 at best.
Yeah.
Most places, and that's a lot of freaking money. So I just haven't spent it. But since I had a $50 gift card, I got a filet mignon. It was, I would imagine, as good as any filet mignon would be at any other place. Not specifically just Logan's being good, but it was an incredible filet mignon.
Yeah. I would say you'd probably have a better experience even yet at like a proper steakhouse, like a high-end steakhouse.
Yeah.
But you might, yeah.
You're tripling your price tag is going to be triple digits.
But as
before
far
long.
as, I mean, I don't think anybody other than an enthusiast is gonna frown upon a chain steakhouse. They're gonna be like, hey, it's a solid dinner,
Right, yeah.
and specifically if you're getting a filet mignon, you're dropping a little bit on a very solid cut of meat, prepared in a very solid way, I'd say.
Right, yeah. So I got filet mignon. They did the same thing as a Texas Roadhouse and bring out rolls.
Oh my god.
Which you can't go wrong with, like, Texas rolls. Like, it's just bread, but damn, is it good bread?
Yeah.
Good bread.
Just hot butter biscuits. That's all it is. Hot butter roll, dinner roll, bread.
That's right.
That's what
Couldn't have said it better myself. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, don't try.
I won't. So, but to end we got a lot of food.
A lot of food.
More than we could chew. I would say we bit off a little bit more than we could chew that day.
We struggled, I'd say. I had, shoot, what did I have? Well, we both got the Caesar salad,
We both got a Caesar
which was
salad.
solid. It wasn't the best Caesar salad I've ever had, but it was solid. You know
was
what? Let me
fine,
tell you
yeah.
something about. Let me tell you about Caesar salad. The best Caesar salads are the ones where they don't skimp you on the dressing. Let me tell you that. My sister had a wedding recently, and one of the dinner options was Caesar salad, and they did that exact thing. Not well. They did the exact thing in the sense that they gave you a lot of dressing with it. Kind of really made sure it got in all the crevices, I'll say, and it shows, and it makes a big difference. You're not getting dry leaves of lettuce with a little bit of. That's one of my problems with drive-through or takeout Panera. If you get a salad, because they give it to you on the side in a little cup, and it's never enough. You see, it's never enough, and you're not. Best you can do is put the dressing in and then shake the thing, but even then, you're not going to get everything.
Right.
But this was one of those Caesar salads where they really coat the lettuce or whatever it is, the romaine or whatever they're using. And it was solid. Not the best I've had, but it was solid.
It was pretty decent.
I would say, honestly, I'd say the one at my sister's wedding was better, which is good because that was a wedding. But yeah, solid Caesar salad. And then we both got the loaded.
The freaking
sweet
some of
potato.
the biggest sweet potatoes we've ever seen at a chain. Literally, so there was two options for sweet potato on the side menu. There was just sweet potato, right? Just normal. And then there was loaded sweet potato. The sweet potato calorie count was, I think, like 440 to 500. The loaded sweet potato was like 980 to like 1040. Literally just doubled the amount of calories with how much stuff they shove in it. They shoved marshmallows, butter. What else? Was there? There wasn't cheese, was there?
No cheese. I don't know if there was like a cinnamon guy. Probably not cinnamon. Cinnamon does go in sweet potatoes, but not always.
I don't think there was cinnamon.
Butter and marshmallows, definitely.
That might have been.
Was that it?
Did we just have 500 calories of butters and marshmallows added?
I mean, there's worse ways to go
There's
out.
worse ways to add calories, I guess you're right. But no, that most of the calories just came from the damn size of the thing. It was a big sweet potato. and a very good one at that.
Do you think they save the biggest sweet potatoes for the loaded?
It's a good question. It was a premium side, so it was extra to get the load.
Yeah.
But I bet you they might. I bet you they might.
Maybe as a way to further value the upcharge.
Yeah, perhaps.
Certainly.
Now I'm telling you, it was a big sweet potato, maybe like a child-sized play football. It was about that big, which it's pretty big for a potato. But I used to pick produce for a restaurant called the Times Square that we have here where we live. And the sweet potatoes can come out literally forearm sized.
Yeah, they can. I've seen them.
Yeah, so but the thing is, bigger doesn't mean better because they don't want to buy those.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to buy those because no one's gonna buy a plate of sweet potato that is the size of their arm.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I would.
I would. Sounds pretty
We're
good.
not most people, but I would do that. But no, yeah, that's far from the biggest sweet potatoes can get. Some of them are like as long as your forearm. Some of them are like what we had, but just bigger and fatter and rounder. Like,
right.
Like they get huge, massively huge. So I have a lot of sweet potato experience. And you know what else comes up with sweet potatoes?
What's that?
Freaking spiders. And a lot of them.
I don't like that.
When you dig up sweet potatoes, you're digging the earth because they're usually buried pretty freaking deep.
Yeah.
Dude, you find what lives underneath your feet.
I don't like it.
Spiders that you don't see crawling around up in the houses very often are crawling around down underneath. Garden spiders,
Yeah, I'm good on that, Chief. Honestly,
sucked.
I didn't like that little guy that was.
There was a spider that barely could be even seen by a microscope just now.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And I didn't like that one bit. Now imagine that times a million.
I can imagine. I've seen big spiders, and I leave the room.
And make sure the room stops existing after that by way of fire.
Ever tell you, shoot, dude. When I was really young, I've loosened up on spiders in the sense that I still vehemently hate them and I wish for their extermination when they're in my presence.
Mm-hmm.
But I was afraid when I was a child, and
same for me.
And I was in my room one day. This is in a old house in my room, and I rolled over and I see a big honking spider sitting right next to my bed. That big,
frick!
It's huge.
And that was here.
And I was here in town, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And I just jump up and just run out of the room. I'm terrified. I'm like 8, 9, 10. Now, the story's not over because lo and behold, I walk back in the room. It's not there anymore.
Never is. Never is.
And, yeah, I didn't sleep in there that night. No shot, dude.
There's been times where I have woken up to a spider near my bed. Never something that big, but the terror always gets me to leave and keeps me away always for long enough for it to be gone by the time I come back. And then that's when the real just horror strikes.
Yeah. Because you finally work up the courage to go like, I'm gonna grab it and set it outside, or I'm gonna kill it, or whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Now you can't.
Now you can't.
It's room now.
Yeah, it's part of the room in your surroundings, and it could be anywhere at any point.
Yeah.
And spiders are a big no-go from me. Biggest spider I seen was also here while I was picking. I don't actually know if it was from potatoes, but it was definitely while I was in the garden. And sometimes you'll see some real monsters.
I don't like it.
No spiders. I approve that message. No spiders.
They're good for the ecosystem, but it's not good for my house. That's all I'm saying.
Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about spiders. If you like them, then promptly leave.
Let me know if you're a spider.
Yeah, let us know if you're a
banned.
Yeah, where you're gonna get shadow banned. So
We're talking about food and sweet potatoes. That's what we're talking about.
Sweet potatoes, right? We both had loaded sweet potatoes. Big thing, 1,000 calories. It was a lot because before that, well, I ate that filet mignon. We also had rolls before that, and we also had loaded
Ooh.
jalapenos.
Yeah,
before that.
those were pretty solid.
I'm a fan of loaded jalapenos, stuffed jalapenos. They're some of my favorite things to eat. Those are pretty good there too. But we couldn't just stop, even though we could have just stopped. And this is when I say we, I mostly mean me. I ordered a cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake after that because we weren't at our freaking gift card threshold yet.
Yeah.
And I got through most of the cheesecake. You got through a decent bit of it too.
I had probably maybe 2 or 3 bites of it. I couldn't do it. I was tapping out.
Yeah, but it was a decent sized cheesecake. It was as good as any cheesecake at a chain, which is pretty good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
But no, yeah, I was leaving that place quite slow, rolling out of it.
Yeah.
Overall, recommend.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn Outback guy. I mean, just one of those, and it was solid. I did a surf and turf trio, so it had.
Yeah,
I upgraded because I'm stupid and we needed to saturate a gift card. Upgraded to the 8-ounce sirloin. I had shrimps, which were just shrimps. It was pretty decent seasoning on them. And then crab cakes, which I only ate one of the 2 of them because I couldn't get it down. And then I had, what were my sides?
right. You had a better rice.
Right, yeah, it was the
better rice on the under the shrimp.
Yeah, we had or I had the rice on the shrimp. I didn't even touch it. It was just
After a loaded sweet potato, carbs are not exactly what you feel like eating.
No, and it was solid though, and the cheesecake was solid.
Yeah, but the real weight was Terry Black's barbecue.
Oh my god,
That was what we came there for, largely most excited for in terms of food. And dude, so let's just set the groundwork here. There's no parking, pretty much at all.
Yeah, they have the tiniest little parking lot you've ever seen in your life, and it fills up in maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, because we went on a Saturday night, so it was busy. So we parked. We parked at the Whataburger, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And that was about a couple of blocks down from the Terry Blacks. So we parked at the Whataburger, walked to Terry Blacks. The line was outside the front door, wrapping through the lane of, like, the walk-through lane where you would find a chair, and slightly out onto the parking sidewalk.
Right.
So it was full line. I would say we got through all of it in maybe 20 minutes.
It was pretty quick.
It was moving pretty quick.
Well, as we come to find out, it's all just almost not self-service, but you walk up.
It's pre-made. Just scoop it into a thing and give it.
Yeah, you walk up and you go, mac and cheese, and they go, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So it was quick. Now we had planned ahead of time what we were gonna get and the price, and there was a small family bundle for $150, and that came with a lot of food. But as far as bang for buck goes, it was better than getting what we wanted separately.
Right. That was the idea.
Right. So we get to the sides where we get 5 of them. And we get those 5 sides on a tray and realize immediately.
Well, what we realize, at least for me, what I'm realizing when I'm handed this tray of 5 pints of sides is that we could split that and be cool.
Totally sufficient. We could have a meal off of these 5 sides and be full.
Yeah.
So immediately we are like, and then we have to add 3 pounds of meat onto that. So immediately after we get this tray full of sides, which was quite freaking heavy, mind you, because there's 5 pints, we are just like, we messed up.
Done it now.
We messed up.
This is the consequence of gluttony. This is what Jesus warned about.
Exactly. This is gluttony. This is what would get us sent to hell. Jesus would condone this. Not condone this. He would do the opposite of that. He would not condone this. This is just pure gluttony. Nothing more to say about it. And so we're carrying this tray. We get up to the meats, and we want brisket, rib, and beef.
Chopped beef.
Chopped beef.
Mm-hmm.
Pound of each.
Yeah.
Which a pound of chopped beef is a lot of beef, by the way.
If you've seen like a standard tray guy, it's one of those little
these
little tray guys,
like a concession stand hot dog
yeah.
tray.
So it was filled that plus like an inch,
literally an inch of pile on top. It was a lot of beef. So we get that. We get the pound of brisket. We get the pound of rib. And as we're walking out, we know for sure that this is not going to be able to be done in one sitting.
No shot.
Not at all possible. So we get out. We set the food down. We what were the sides that we got? We got mac and cheese. We got cream corn.
We got two. We got 2 pints of mac and cheese.
2 pints of mac and cheese. We got a pint of cream corn, a pint of green beans, and
Mexican rice.
Pint of Mexican rice. I mean, the Mexican rice was good. Rice can only be so good, but for rice, it was good.
It was a solid guy. It wasn't great. It wasn't astounding. It wasn't anything to freak out about. But it was solid.
The rice was good. The mac and cheese, a little bit of the same story, but a little better. It was good mac and cheese.
It's not mac and cheese that I wouldn't go to I wouldn't go to Terry Black's
with the mac and cheese in mind.
For the mac and cheese, but if I'm going to Terry Black's for the meat and they say you want a side of mac and cheese, I'm going to be like, yeah, dude.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it was good mac and cheese, but nothing insane. The green beans were surprisingly good.
They were solid.
Green beans were, I think, the best green beans I've had. They were crunchy. They were perfect temperature. They were long. They were great green beans, well seasoned, well salted.
It's one of them green beans. Really want to. You do this. People do this with veggies all the time, if they know what they're doing. It's one of those things that you take something that tastes all right. It's a veggie, and you make it something different. And what they did was they somehow cooked it to retain crunchiness, which is already a task.
Right.
And then you add on to it good onions, good seasoning. Now, the only complaint I had about it wasn't really a complaint, was that it was very onion forward. Which made it difficult to eat.
The thing is, I liked that.
Yeah, to me, it was difficult to eat in large quantities. Which, if you're not a glutton, that's not a problem. But we happened to have large quantities.
Yes.
But other than that, Flavor Town, really good. That was a solid
green bean. So then we got to the cream corn. Now you and I, we didn't even go to this cream corn at first because, I mean, it's cream corn. It's, we've had cream corn before. We know what cream corn tastes like.
It's creamy corn.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We didn't know what we were skipping out.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it. This was cream corn, unlike what you think cream corn is supposed to taste like. In the best way possible.
And I don't know how to explain what it tastes like. It was sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
It was very sweet.
It was creamy. The corn was still perfectly crunchy. It wasn't soggy corn.
Yeah, the corn was corn. It wasn't mushy, nothing like that. And it, like I said, it was thick too. It was a
thick cream. Yeah. The best cream corn I have ever had in my life. Like I'm not a cream corn guy. I'm not. And that made me a cream corn guy. I'm a cream corn guy for that cream corn.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I think I said we'll have to try some cream corn before we're at another place and just see how it stacks up. Now that we have our measuring stick.
Now that we have like the benchmark of cream corn excellence, I'm now more open to trying cream corns elsewhere to see how disappointed I can be. So, but those aren't the star of the show. The star of the show is the barbecue, the meat.
Goodness.
So, brisket. We started with brisket. Oh my God. Wow. This was an unbelievable brisket. Like, if there was a hair the size of a human hair in front of me, and I had to split that hair, maybe it was a tiny bit dry,
Yeah, just a touch.
just a touch.
And I said that too. I was just like, I've had a juicier brisket. However, even considering the flavor profile is insane.
It's so crazy, dude. The brisket was unbelievably good tasting.
I've had juicier brisket that didn't taste as good. Which is insane.
Right. That's usually you think of the juicier the better.
Mm.
But this was better and less juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get the juice back in there,
then it'd be
you're
life altering.
might as well just
Perspective
drop dead at the table.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason to live anymore. You've had the best.
Yeah, we talked about opioids before and how it just fills every single happiness receptor you got. That's what that would be. So brisket, out of this world. The rib.
It was a solid rib.
Oh, man, dude. The rib was insane. The rib, definitely best rib I've ever had, without question. The flavor was like, if you get a rib from Chili's, it tastes good, right? It tastes good.
You taste it and you go,
That's a good rib.
That's a rib. It's good. I like it.
This rib, like, saturated the mouth with flavor.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was wild how good this thing tasted. It fell off the bone, didn't stick. It got it in big chunks. It was literally, in my opinion, the perfect rib. It was incredible rib.
I had nothing bad to say about that rib.
Nothing bad to say about the rib. And then the beef, overshadowed by the rib and brisket for sure.
Overshadowed, but solid.
It was good beef, good shredded beef, chopped beef. Yeah, it was good. It was
good. I had, spoiler alert, we couldn't finish it, so we ended up taking some leftovers, and I had it the next day. Good on the reheat too.
Really?
Yeah, it was good on the reheat.
That's good. Beef is usually reheats pretty well in my experience. But yeah, it was very good beef. Like I said, I think rib and brisket is going to take over beef most of the time.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
For beef, it was still a pretty dang good beef. So, but me and Fish sat at a table. But little did we know we weren't the only ones eating our food. The amount of birds that swooped in to get, honestly, more often than not, mac and cheese more than anything else.
I mean, I don't blame them.
I can't really blame them either. They freaking swoop in, grab the mac and cheese, and blitz so fast. No joke. There was 20 birds hovering the entire outside seating area. Dude, it was crazy.
We talk a lot about intelligence and how much an animal understands their actions.
Yeah.
And I would say that these birds understand what they're doing.
These birds have to know what they're doing. They don't care about like being near humans. They were totally down with being near humans.
Yeah.
Like definitely the chillest birds ever. But the reason is because of Terry Black's. They wanted the Terry Black's food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got their fill plenty.
I think well, I got a bit of mac and cheese stolen. It was 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you got a couple of macs.
It was the first. Or was it twice? Because I told him, I said, fool me twice. Don't do that.
That's what it was. That's what it was said. Fool me twice. Don't do that.
And I remember because the first one, like I told you when we're sitting there, I didn't respect their game. I didn't respect it.
Yeah.
So
like, just stupid bird.
I didn't know that they could do it, and they got in there and they got out, and it was incredible. The second time though, I think I'm here. I'm right here, and the food and the mac and cheese right here, and then I'm looking at you over here. Mac and cheese just out of view. If I look over at you, I glanced over at you a second or two tops, and I looked back, and the birds came and went.
Yep. They know how to get in and out clean. They know when you're looking. They know your periphery. Like these birds were smart. They like a dude could have his tray walking like actively moving and look away at someone behind him, and they will take that opportunity. Like they know when there is eyes on the food.
Yeah.
And they hang around. They hang around like on the seat next to you, waiting for that moment.
As funny of an experience that is, they really ought to get like some netting up or something. I mean, shoot.
It's only a matter of I can't fathom how many people have gotten bird shit in their food.
Oh my God.
Luckily, that wasn't us.
That wasn't us. We just got bird beaks in our food.
Bird beaks, yeah. Bird beaks in the food. Yeah, they literally they were walking around like on the backrests of chairs with their mouths open. Like, yeah, they're looking at stuff around them.
Dude.
Yeah, the birds were insane. But back to the experience of the food, we couldn't finish it.
Yeah, no.
Not even. We got like we got all the brisket, we got all the rib, we got a decent amount of the mac and cheese and the beef and the cream corn.
Yeah.
We boxed up pretty much all the rice.
Yeah.
You got to eat your leftovers.
Yeah.
My leftovers, I didn't have any time to eat my leftovers until we were leaving to come back, and they just weren't going to survive in a 15-hour car drive back. So I had to throw away my leftovers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That hurt, which probably eliminated the extra bang for buck that we got getting the family back.
I mean, I got my value out.
You got your value.
Because either way, I wasn't gonna eat your portion, so I got my value. So I was cool, but you were stupid.
Right. Yeah. So definitely the best barbecue place I've ever been to. Terry Black's Barbecue in Austin.
But other than, obviously you hung out with your friends and we got some good food. We did some other cool stuff too. I mean, you briefly touched on camera stores. That was a good time.
Yeah, we well, the first few times that we went into camera shops, you didn't really care at all.
I didn't care to even start looking at stuff until like the last two. But,
yeah, right.
And then I was just like, okay, well, shoot, I'll look at stuff. But in addition to camera stores, of course, we went to our micro centers. We talk about micro center once every couple episodes.
I was gonna say we one of our favorite places to go is micro centers. We went to the one in Dallas on our way in and our way out.
Yeah, so that was a really good time. Disc golf was a good guy on this trip. I only went to two of the. If you can't tell, I'm a little congested. I'm recovering from being sick. I was sick as
the whole trip.
On the trip. I'm just in a grand stroke of irony, we're back and I'm just now clearing up.
Yeah.
So
you started acting up about day 2, and
it was night we got there.
Oh, was it?
I was scratchy throat coughing night we got there.
I forgot you said that when we were about there.
But yeah, I mean, so by the time the third course that you played rolled around, I was in the depths of despair, I would say. I had to set out that one, but I played 2 of the 3, and you played all 3 that we got to.
Yeah, no,
absolute beautiful scenery. First of all,
right,
which is pretty common for disc golf, but especially in a beautiful city like Austin.
Yeah, especially the second course that we played. It was called Roy G. That was an exceptional course. It had perfectly manicured fairways. Great tee pads, Mach X baskets.
You took some solid pictures. We'll make sure we throw those up on screen.
Right, I'll put some.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, pop over to YouTube if you want to see those pictures. They're absolutely stunning.
Right, it was a good course. First one we played was Circle C. That was also a good course, but we probably played it at a bad time,
dude,
because we played it afternoon time, which was hot.
Yeah.
We got burnt, and
I'm still burnt.
My shoulders are still a little bit burnt, but mostly fine now. But that course, most of the walking is on rocks, which
that was deadly on my feet. I was struggling with that quite a bit.
Yeah, my feet
Well,
were
you've had a lot more time training with barefoot shoes than I do.
Right. And I also continuously wear them. I didn't take. You haven't even worn barefoot shoes for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. More time in it. That's what I said.
Oh, well, I thought you meant like I started wearing them a long time ago.
No, well, that and
I never stopped.
that and consistency.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Yeah, but well, I guess if you didn't know, we wear barefoot shoes, barefoot hiking boots when we play disc golf. But yeah, it was a very rocky course. It was a good course, but we played when there was not a damn cloud in the sky, and it was like we finished in the afternoon time, and it was hot.
We had a distinct lack of water.
And we had a distinct lack of water. I forgot to bring any whatsoever. You brought
I
two bottles.
I brought 2 bottles, and you bummed a little bit off of the second bottle.
I got a little bit of the second. Yeah. So we set ourselves up to fail pretty good with that one, but it was a fun course regardless. Nothing bad to say about the course. Yeah. But honestly, that was the majority of what we did. Camera shops were cool. Driving. If you are anxious about traffic, then you could drive in Austin and be fine as long as you stay off the freeway. The freeway is insane. Everybody's insane on the freeway.
Yeah.
But that's kind of standard of big cities. Everybody's going 10 over the speed limit. People are changing lanes with...
Everybody's going 10 over the speed limit, and we know exactly how much that costs.
Oh, man. So when we were going... So we also went to Houston. We took a day... We were in Austin most of it, but we took a day to go to Houston to go to a space... the Space Center in Houston. And also the Micro Center there. I'm driving down the freaking freeway at 69.
Nice.
And... apparently, I thought I was just keeping up with traffic in front of me, but apparently I was doing a lot more than that. Evidently, we passed a 55 sign, and I didn't realize it. And a cop had to be looking up at the right time and saw me going 69 and woo, got me immediately.
Yep.
And we literally could see a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit sign not even 1,000 feet in front of us.
Yeah.
So... apparently, it wasn't 55 for very long, but it was just long enough for me to get a $200 speeding ticket. Insane.
That was good on you bringing up Houston and honestly museum in general. We went to 2 museums.
Oh, I forgot about the first one.
Yeah, we went to 2 museums. So the first one we went to was the Texas Science and Natural History Museum.
Yeah,
in Austin.
We almost went to Bollocks.
Bollocks, guy. But we didn't go to Bollocks for the only reason it might be the better museum, who knows? But we went strictly because it seemed as though online that the Science and Natural History Museum was more geared towards ancient history and more human development, more than it was just the history of Texas,
right? And
like a modern capture of the formation of Texas as a state.
Yeah, and it was a cool museum. It was 4 floors. Specifically, the bottom floor was like the oldest things that we've found as a species, like basically back to the beginning of the Earth's formation 4.5 billion years ago, up to about 11,500 years ago. So like really old stuff. And then the second floor was, what was the second floor?
Well, the second floor was the main floor.
Right, it was the main floor.
And that
was more like evolutionary.
Yeah, you had the eras in that one side room.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember what was in the other side. It was the gift shop that we didn't go to. Rip. But yeah, we went to they had the big dinosaur in the front room.
Yeah, I got some photos of that too. I'll show some photos of cool fossils and stuff.
That was a really cool guy. And then it had the eras of Earth history and development.
Mm-hmm.
And then the floor above that was more of a contemporary Texas wildlife exhibit.
Yeah, that was like modern day wildlife Texas stuff,
as well as the telescope. Which one was it? The Hubble? No, not Hubble. Not Hubble. That's
wasn't Hubble.
No, it was a ground guy.
It was some observatory.
Euler. Who's the Euler guy?
I'll take your word for it.
Well, my word is 85% confident.
Okay. So we're 85% chance it was the Euler telescope.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, that was and then the top floor was like
It was a rotating
it was
exhibit.
a rotating exhibit. The what it was on when we went up there was like futuristic fashion.
It was fashion and science fusion, which we didn't care about.
Yeah, some stupid nonsense that we didn't care about.
Yeah.
So that was a fun place, and we also went to the NASA Space Center,
Mm-hmm.
which
Space Center,
Houston we have a problem.
Houston problem's been had. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that was a serious museum. That was a huge.
That was an operation.
That was a full scale operation. Yeah, that place is enormous with copious amounts of stuff.
So when we walk in there, right, you got to have a game plan, right? Because like I said, operation. So we just walk into the room and we say, all right, let's take this guy counterclockwise, counterclockwise around the room. Because if you walk in, if you've ever been to the Houston Space Center, you walk in the room, and you've got a big kind of dome area, big circular room guy, and everything is offshoots from this big circular room. So we start that way, and we start with, it wasn't lunar. Well, there was like a kid's.
There was this cool thing where you could draw a rocket on a sheet of paper and then submit a sheet of paper to like a computer, and the computer would digitize it and put it on a sort of display of the rocket going through some planets, which was pretty cool that we didn't do because
Yeah,
it was mostly a children's
and it was
thing.
popping too.
It was very popping.
You know, and we also made a really fascinating discovery in that same exhibit on the top floor, and it was that peppers in space.
Oh my God.
Are
Guess
this-
what? Peppers in space grow exactly the same as peppers on Earth. That's what we learned. Yeah. There was a little like panel of information about growing things in space. And apparently we have grown a pepper in space to see. We've grown a pepper in space and on Earth. I don't know if you wouldn't believe it, but we've grown peppers on Earth. We grew a pepper in space and we grew a pepper on Earth and tested both of them. And they were the same.
And that's awesome.
Yep, and that's great. So when you grow peppers in space, just know they're going to be mostly pretty much the same as they are on Earth.
Exactly.
Good fact.
What was right after that? Was that
A lot of the like it was some space like equipment.
I specifically saved the map, and it's in your car, and I don't remember anything about it. So that's cool.
Oh, outstanding.
I was gonna reference it right here. I was gonna be like, yeah. And then anyway, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, soon after that, there was the VR exhibit. We didn't go to that because again,
oh my God, insane line for the VR exhibit. It would have been cool to do it. There was a row of 4 people strapped to a shifting, moving, like doohickey thingy.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah, scientifically, and that would have been cool to go on, but the line was like maybe 25 turns worth of people long. It would have been over an hour that we would have been waiting in that line. So we didn't do that. It would have been cool, but we didn't do that.
But I believe this was the next sequence of events, but I don't quite remember. We also looked at the interior of that one space module.
Yeah, we walked
inside
in.
of it.
I took some pictures of some floating people.
You sure did.
Inside that thing. One of the little guys is looking. One of them is like straight above you, and he's looking down, kind of like with some creepy looking face. That was a funny photo, but that wasn't the only one. There was a couple of different like space module. I don't really know what they were for or what they were used for.
I think they were like space station stuff. I think it was like space station module guys. I think
it might have been.
Clearly, we learned something.
Yeah, we learned so much and retained a lot. But no, it was cool. We got to see inside them, and after that, we went to inside. I can't remember what the thing is called, but the lunar spaceship thing that sits on top of a Boeing 747.
Yeah,
What was that called?
The shuttle, the space
Space
shuttle.
shuttle. Yeah,
Yeah.
the shuttle. We could go inside the Boeing 747 and see like modifications that they made to it. They stripped out the walls down to um the insulation
Yeah.
for the sake of weight, and the bottom they completely cleared out all the cargo bays and just got rid of them for the sake of weight. So it was a Boeing 747, pretty much in name and outside looks alone, because it was heavily modified. But it was pretty cool. And there was a stairway up to the shuttle as well that you could go in. And you could see the whole roof of the shuttle was lined with solar panels, because when that son of a gun opens, it gets sun
Sure does.
to power it. And that was pretty cool. That thing was huge.
Yeah, that was cool to see. There were some cool little things talking about how it launched from the plane and all that, and the
Oh, right. It like, what was it? Like shoved it off.
yeah,
ejects it
shoved
from
it
the
off.
top.
Yeah,
It pushes it up.
Yeah.
Because the space shuttle can't actually fly. So
Right. And then just directly next to that, we learned a little bit about the specifically the Apollo missions to the moon. That was that kind of track guy that we saw all the module, the lunar module, and we saw.
Oh yeah, we saw in the moon lander,
Mm-hmm.
and
that was
pretty small.
That was a really cool guy. I think after that though, not much to gain from that because we didn't learn anything because we're stupid.
You're right.
No, I think it was directly after that is when we stopped by the food court now. And
I took a good photo of something I bought there, and what I bought was a freaking huge cinnamon roll, enormous, and it was the same price as the water. Let me say, which was insane because every drink there was $4.55 or $5, or $4.55 or $5.50, which is crazy for just bottled stuff. Yeah. But kind of, it's like airport food. Like,
yeah,
kind of, it sucks, but you kind of expect it. But the pastries there were kind of normal priced mostly. So I bought an enormous cinnamon roll, and it was really good. I took a photo of it. I'll show you. And we didn't spend, son of a bastard. We didn't spend too much time in the food court, but
no, we didn't.
There was a lot of food.
We didn't eat there. Honestly, it smelled really good.
So it was an incredible smelling food court. If you want to go to the Space Center to smell the food court.
Yeah. but you know what we did do at the Space Center was we rode a tram.
We went on the tram. Yeah.
We went on the tram to the rocket park.
Yeah, literally, this is not something that we realized was even there. We get to see the big white rocket that you always see in like old movies and stuff.
The Saturn V.
Saturn V.
Or is it Saturn IV?
The Saturn rocket.
It was the Saturn rocket.
Huge. It was huge. I took some pictures of that, but the pictures don't do justice just how freaking high the thing goes and how big the engines on the back of it, the thrusters on the back of it were.
Yeah.
Like there was 5 thrusters on the back, and you could fit an obese family of 5 in one of them.
You sure could.
Yeah. They'd all get vaporized as soon as it takes off. But yeah, that thing was huge.
It was huge. Yeah, and I feel like that was really the highlight. Seeing the shuttle was cool. Cinnamon roll, I didn't try it, but it looked pretty good.
Cinnamon roll was a highlight for me.
And then certainly seeing the Saturn rocket was really cool. I think after that we got back. It was either before or after the tram is when you had the cinnamon roll, and then we looked at some Mars stuff.
Yeah.
A couple more moon things, and then we called it a day.
Right, but overall, I highly recommend, because it wasn't that much. You paid, I think, $10.99 for parking.
$10.99 for parking, and then we found online a slightly reduced ticket. It was like $33 a pop.
Yeah,
each.
Which I would say, I mean, that's an expensive museum ticket, but given that museum is what it is and the quantity of things that it had to experience, I would say that it was probably worth it.
Right.
And there is no shortage of other ways to give them money when you're already in there.
Right.
That's for damn sure.
Certainly.
But yeah, highly recommend. Micro Center was fun. Camera shops. I got a new camera. You may have noticed Fisher looks probably better than he did before. But yeah, that's most of the trip, honestly.
Most of the trip. The only other thing to note, probably before we start closing this guy out, is the absolute. Well, there's two. How did we forget? What are we doing?
One of them Round Rock.
One of them's Round Rock,
Of course.
and the other one's Bucc-ee's.
How did we forget that? Oh, how did we forget that? Idiots. Mind you, we got home at 2 a.m. last night. Oh my God. So we'll start with Bucc-ee's. On our way back from Houston, we wanted to go to a Bucc-ee's. If you don't know, Bucc-ee's are some big ass gas stations, convenience stores. Dude, we didn't realize that the biggest Bucc-ee's of all of them,
and therefore by extension the biggest convenience store ever.
The biggest, which by extension is the biggest convenience store in the world, was an hour south of Austin, which was about 45 minutes out of the way from Houston, which was a pretty taxing detour considering we were leaving Houston at like 6 p.m. So we're going to get back pretty late, but just to say we went to the biggest convenience store in the world, we took the detour. We went to the Buc-ee's. I took some photos of that. There was literally half a mile of stalls, of gas station stalls, and the gas station was Walmart sized.
It was huge.
Huge. Also selling pretty freaking good hot food, by the way. Like they just like any gas station, if you go to a Casey's gas station, you're gonna find pizza, and you're gonna find some like chicken strips, and you're gonna maybe find a burger. And people say gas station food as a proxy for it's like kind of mediocre. Don't expect much.
Yeah, get it if you need something to eat right now.
Right. This is gas station food, but it's like actually food.
Like I would say it elevates you to from gas station level to I would say maybe fast food level or maybe a little better in some certain situations.
I was gonna say maybe even a little better because they sold like pulled pork, brisket, a few different ways of chopped brisket.
My chopped brisket sandwich was really freaking good.
My pulled pork sandwich was great.
We missed out on it, but we almost got brisket mac and cheese there.
Oh,
that would have been really good. We missed out.
So
they closed up the case right before we were about to get it, or I was about to get it.
Right, but no, if you have an opportunity to go to a Buc-ee's, go to a Buc-ee's.
Really any Buc-ee's, but if you could go to the one in Luling,
yeah,
south of Austin, that's the biggest one.
Big. There was more Buc-ee's branded stuff than I ever realized existed.
Mm-hmm.
Buc-ee's made their own jerky, their own candy, their own chips, popcorn, salsa, hot sauce. Of course, there was pastries. Buc-ee made pastries, mints, and all sorts of flavors, and of course the hot food as well. And that's half of the store is what you would typically find in a convenience store, and then the other half was mostly just like souvenirs, gift shop, t-shirts, clothing, some camping stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing that we really cared about, but yeah. And they, as we found, they brag about their employees' pay.
Yeah. They're a high paying employer, especially given the nature of the business. I'd say.
Yeah. As we were walking out, there was, just above the exit doors was positions and exactly what range of dollar amount those positions get paid. And it was literally like double other gas stations that I would know of.
Right.
It was, they pay their employees pretty freaking well. And then on our way out of Austin, can't believe we almost freaking forgot this.
Yeah, this is yesterday morning
This is yesterday morning. Can't believe we forgot this. Got a recommendation from a friend. Round Rock Donuts. They sell about a foot long and maybe a half foot wide long circular donut. We didn't get that because we wanted some variety, and also that's freaking enormous.
Yeah,
that's a lot of donut. But that's what they're known for, as far as I know. But I got a chocolate sprinkle a eclair, chocolate eclair, and a cinnamon roll.
Mhm. Which is not a donut.
Not a donut, but it's a huge. It was a huge cinnamon roll.
It's a pastry. I got just to rattle these off. I got a traditional glazed, which we'll get to it. I got these. You got the chocolate sprinkle. I got the strawberry sprinkle.
Mm.
And then that's right. I had a chocolate cake donut.
Oh yeah, cake donut.
So just to talk about these donuts for a second. First of all, the chocolate cake donut. I got it for a reason. There's the thing. I got that donut for a reason, and it's because when you get a donut like that, a really thick kind of cakey donut, a lot of the times they're dry. They're dry as sin. They're dry as Satan's hell throne. Okay,
Satan's hell throne dry.
yeah. This one was not the case. It was nice. It was moist. Had a really good texture to it. I gave you a little nubbin of it, and it was really solid.
It did what I didn't think cake donuts could do. Like I thought cake donuts just being a little bit of a stiffer dough, being a little bit drier, being a little like the outside shell, so to speak, being a little bit more like of a you gotta bite into it with some force kind of thing. I just thought that was a byproduct of being a cake donut because I had never had anything else.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
No,
this donut was perfectly textured. It was airy, light, and soft. It melted in your freaking mouth.
Oh yeah.
It was an incredible donut. And that sort of perfectly textured dough that applies across all the donuts we had.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would say and if you just want a way to gauge the we talked about this with pizza. That's and why at a pizza place you oftentimes will get a basic pizza, cheese or pepperoni guy, because you want to see what they can do with the basics.
Right.
And that was the reason I got the glazed, and it was hands down, bar none, the best glazed donut I've ever had in my life.
Right.
Granted, I don't eat donuts on a daily basis now, but at the same time, of all the donuts I've ever had, that was certainly the best.
I didn't think glazed could taste the way that glazed tasted. Like, it was an incredible glazed donut. It was perfectly sweet. It was, again, that same perfect airy light dough. They glazed the hell out of it. That's for damn sure.
Sure did. It wasn't just dough. It was glazed.
It was glazed, yeah. And it was incredible. I didn't realize donuts could taste the way that these donuts tasted. So highly recommend Round Rock Donuts.
Yeah.
And that was on our way out yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And then we had a 15-hour drive back.
Yeah, with a Whataburger on the way back.
And we got the Whataburger on the way back, and I got naked dry.
And we re-hit up the Dallas Micro Center.
Yeah. You want to hear how we're stupid. So going down, we hit this Micro Center in Dallas up. Open box. There was a good price for a Sony camera. Good price. I didn't get it at the time because I knew we'd be back up, and it'll probably be there. And also, the main reason I didn't get it then is because we had not yet been to Austin, which had multiple camera shops that I was going to visit,
right?
That I might get an upgraded camera from. So we left it there. I didn't get any camera from any of these camera shops, so I intended to get it on the way back up from Austin when we passed Dallas. It was gone. So that sucked. We later, hindsight, realized that it would have been a fantastic idea to have just gotten it when we were on our way down, because they have Micro Center has a 30-day return policy on open box. So I could have got it, tried it, and if I didn't want it, return it on the way back up.
Yep.
Didn't do that. It was sold. What did pop up was a different Sony camera, which was a little bit more expensive, still open box. It was still a good price. Just ended up getting that instead, which is what Fisher is being filmed on at this moment. But yeah, use some critical thinking is the advice with that one.
And utilize your return windows.
Utilize return windows if you got them, and utilize critical thinking to take advantage of it. But yeah, no, I mean, we could just end it with the 15-hour drive back. And same story as the 15-hour drive down. Things in your body just start hurting for no freaking reason.
Yeah, they do.
And it sucks. And it was the last 3 hours. I think you said we were in the final stretch about 13 times, maybe.
Yeah. In the final 3 hours of the journey, we drove for 6 hours.
Yeah, about. It was about that. Yeah. It was grueling, and it was another situation of it was hard to keep the eyes open. We started talking about what sort of delusions start happening under sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Because honestly, neither one of us got stellar sleep pretty much the entire trip. But overall, I would say fun trip. Definitely go to Austin. It's an incredible place.
Sure
There's
is.
more stuff to do there than you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And you could saturate your time very easily.
Right.
So, highly recommend.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, nothing to add there.
No, dude. What am I gonna add? You said you said it. I couldn't say it better myself, so why try? I mean,
Okay.
you freaking, if you're going to that area, visit Austin. Honestly, visit any one of those.
We didn't go to
those
San
cities there.
Antonio.
We didn't go to San Antonio, but we went to Dallas and Dallas Fort Worth, and we went to Houston. And I mean, we talked about it. How we talked about it even just a little bit ago today. How Austin is a hub for all of those places, really, a central point. So I mean, that's really great. If you want to shoot, I mean, if you really wanted to, I mean, granted, you could do enough in a week just in Austin, but if you really wanted to, you could make a trip out of going to each of those individual cities.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
We made a day trip out of Houston and only went to 2 places.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, no, really nothing to add. Go to Austin if you can. I mean, that's all I'd say about it.
Yeah, we didn't see Joe Rogan.
Disappointing.
How sad, but yeah. Anyway, let us know if you've been to Austin. If you would recommend any other places that we go to. We live in West Central Illinois. We've been talking about going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
As of exactly yesterday.
As of exactly yesterday, Cincinnati, Ohio is a fun place that we would like to go to. Probably not anytime super soon, but
yeah,
we like traveling.
For sure.
So drop some recommendations. Drop some recommendations of places in Austin, honestly, because we know there's a billion places that we didn't go to. And so tell us what we missed out on. Yeah, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.